the storyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, with the storyboard, this is an example of a storyboard. So what you need to have is your camera angle, right? And what is going on in that particular scene. The action. And then the camera angle.
So your students used them?
Yeah. They used storyboards and they found them very helpful. So they knew the angles that they wanted to get, and the way they did it actually was to film the separate scenes, right? So for each of the scenes, they would film, save. So file management was a big issue.
And didn't they complain that they didn't have, that they couldn't draw or something?
No, I mentioned
pictures?
the figures that, they don't have to be talented drawers. So no.
And what about the locations? Did you have them take pictures of the locations? Or?
So the way we did it was we explored a couple of locations in Second Life, and in a way that influenced their decisions and their stories. So, for example, some of them decided on the genre after they went to one of the Machinima Open Space Studio locations, and they thought, this would be good for a horror movie. So they saw the location, they decided on the genre, and then everything moved on from there.
How long did it take them to make a storyboard, actually?
The storyboard and the script together about 40 minutes.
Oh, that's very short, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were quite elaborate. But they worked on the scripts first, so they had everything in the smallest detail. We had quite a bit of practice with the camera angles, and we discussed those and how we could use those to create meaning. And then, the storyboards, they found them actually very useful.
And who were the people you're talking about?
Language teachers.
Language teachers. And how long was the course?
The course was 12 hours, but the first session, so it was divided into 2 6-hour sessions. The first session was dedicated to Second Life, almost exclusively. We talked a little bit about some of the key concepts in my research, such as multimodality and multiliteracies, and then an introduction to Second Life and looking at what is there for video making in Second Life, what resources Second Life has to offer. And then the second session, so the last 6 hours were basically making the video, so scripting, storyboarding, and editing.
And what was their interest in making Machinima then? Why did they want to make a Machinima?
So many of them were interested in making their classes more engaging and engaging their students. I think that was one of the main aspects. And they wanted to bring technology in the classroom because they had this a feeling that their students were using technology a lot outside school, and they wanted to engage some of the students in the classroom using what they were using outside school. So they were motivated to do the course for that, to make their classes more engaging and more relevant to their students.
What kind of language teachers were they?
English language teachers, and most of them had more than 10 years experience in teaching.
Okay. And in Second Life, did they have experience in Second Life?
No.
No?
None.
No?
No.
Okay.
So that's why we spent a good few hours.
Quite challenging. And do you know anything whether they are now using Machinima?
I doubt it, because one of their main concerns was that the technology is just not available in their schools. Many of them expressed their interest in using Machinima in the classroom, provided that they had the technology, which at this point, is not available.
So they're lacking support, obviously.
Yeah, the technology is not available. Yeah.
And, as regards to this workshop here, what do you expect of the outcome, really?
First of all, I think it is important for the participants to actually produce a Machinima video, so participate in the process of making a Machinima. And then I'm very interested in what they think in terms of using this in the classroom. My interest is in using Machinima to explore or to deploy multimodality consciously in the classroom. So, but I'm interested in what they think about it. And also, with my participants, there was a huge sense of accomplishment when they actually produced the video.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
We had the same feeling after Machinima, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so,
yeah.
yeah.
So producing the Machinima, screening their videos and maybe discussing, reflecting on them for a little bit, like how they could use these in the classroom and what they would teach with them.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you think there's difference in teaching with real-life videos or Machinima?
That would be interesting to discuss as well, the added value of Machinima, if any, and I'm interested in their opinion. From my point of view, obviously there is, and a lot of it has to do with the environment within which the Machinima is filmed. But it's a lot more work, and some of my participants pointed to that. So the Machinima videos actually involve a lot more work than just simple digital video making. And avatars are not as easy to manipulate as we like to think, and that was one other concern. However, in terms of locations, in terms of the possibility to create characters and construct identity in Second Life, I think, and other environments, I think that's an advantage.
But do you think people who have actually nothing to do with virtual worlds would choose or might choose Machinima for their real-life classroom?
Provided that they have the technology and the support, the technical support and assistance. This is just speculation. With my participants, as I said, they did say that they would like to use it. Unfortunately, the technology is just not available. So I think you misunderstood there. I mean, video. Yeah.
And a ready-made Machinima on YouTube.
So,
do you think? Do you think there's a difference?
That's an interesting question. I think it depends on what they're trying to do with them. Because if you have, a video on cultural collision with actual human actors and the Machinima one, it would be interesting. So to compare, it is very difficult. It depends on what it is you're looking at, right? Because if you're looking at expressions, like facial expressions and gestures, I wouldn't necessarily choose a Machinima video for that. Maybe just to discuss, what is it realistic or not, or what. So it depends, I think. It's very difficult.
So I think it depends on the topic and
I think it depends on the topic and what the Machinima video has to offer. Is there a regular video on the same topic? If so, I would probably use both and see what the reaction is and how the two compare. But it's very interesting. I haven't actually thought about that. To have a video of real people and then the same topic but with avatars. Yeah. That'd be interesting. An interesting experiment, I'd say.
Exactly. So let's try to do an experiment with that.
Yes. It is something that my participants pointed out, that they think it would be much easier to use people for gestures, for movements, but then again, in terms of locations and other resources, it's a lot easier to use Second Life. So it would be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, one problem I saw it when you showed a picture of the 16 Chapel. It does not exist anymore in Second Life, and so many places they just disappear, and that's a real shame, So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But then new places, you can find new places every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Alina. Thank you.